Okay guys, welcome to this new video, and today we're going to be attempting to make this mockup on Corel Draw. As you can see, here's a Photoshop mockup right here, and we're going to attempt to do the exact thing using Corel Draw. Now this is an image that I got online, and I was able to get the background. As you can see, this is the background of the mockup. So what we're going to do now is try to replicate this exact mockup right here using Corel Draw. Now, if we study this, what I can notice from this design, this mockup here, this Photoshop version, is that you can see some reflections over this area here. You can see some reflections. I can also see reflection down here also. I can see it looks like, I think, this plastic effect on this bitmap. I don't know if it's bitmap tools or whatever, I don't know, but there's this plastic effect stuff like that. So I'm thinking we're going to try it and put it there. So this is the first time I am attempting this, so we're going to do this together. I've not done this before, so let's start. First of all, we'll just create the text, logo, and mockup. Now this text looks like impact. Let me try impact font. Impact. Yeah, I think it's impact. So also gets impact here. By the way, guys, make sure you ask questions if you don't understand, and if there's any design you want us to work on, just comment below on any of the videos. If there's any tutorial, if there's any um, manipulation or whatever, just comment below and we're going to treat it. Now this is my text that I got here, like so. So the text is going to be right here like this. So let's just get the size right first. So now the size is okay. The size is good like that. Now keep a copy of this by the side just in case we mess up with this one. Now I would like to start with okay, let me just keep this here too, and just keep one here. Now this color, this logo color, as you can see from here, is like a gold color or so, something like so. You can still adjust the color a little bit. Adjust the color like so, maybe darker a little. Then to make the reflection, what we can do is, as you can see, right from this O down to the back side of the G like that. So it was taken from like somewhere here up to this part here, like this, like this. So this part has a brighter color, so give it this same color, and I'm going to increase the color a little bit like so. So I'm going to power clip this into the logo. By the way, this Corel Draw I'm using is Corel Draw 23, and I've not still gotten used to the interface that well. Still, the interface is a little bit different from the normal Corel Draws. Now we'll go to effect, go to blur, go to Gaussian blur, like so. Okay, so I've added the Gaussian blur on it. So this one still has kind of some glossy kind of feel. So what I'll do in this case, I'll just create something like this. Let's create something like this. Like this. Effect blur. I'll go to Gaussian blur like so. So just to give it that feel of shininess. This one, both of them, I'm going to apply slight transparency to them like so. So now we have something that looks like, okay, now this outer one, I'm going to reduce the transparency. I'm going to reduce transparency down to 0. Okay, that's that for that. Now for this blue part, I'll just pick a blue color and we can adjust the color also. One thing you should always do when you're designing is to zoom into your work. It helps you design better. Like, you don't stay out like this and be designing. If you're working on this mockup area, for instance, you go close to it so you see what you're doing clearly. Now this other part, to do the same thing, we'll just take this from C. Let's see how that one is. Take from C to the K, then the entire U and P is covered. So we'll do that like that. This is not meant to replace the Photoshop mockups. If you have Photoshop, you can download the mockup files and just mock up anything, but we're just trying to do this for fun on CorelDRAW here. Then we can also brighten this a little bit, brighten this and add some Gaussian blur to it. Like so. I think we'll apply those effects after we've done this. I think that'll be a better idea. So what we'll do, we'll take we'll take both like so. Take everything like this, reduce it a little. Now we'll just go to object perspective, add perspective directly. Then all we have to do is just increase this side to be longer. Make here down and bring here. So this one has to go down. So we'll do the same thing for here. We'll just drag this place down a little bit. Okay, we'll go to object perspective, add perspective. So we'll just do the same thing for this side. Drag here down. Like so. Okay, so now as we have done this like so, we can now add our extrude tool. So we're going to go to extrude like so. I'm going to draw out like this. Once you draw out, make sure you put an outline so that you see what you are doing. You come to this preset here, you take one of them. Let's see. I don't know. I'm going to my CorelDRAW today. So all you have to do is just take it. Just take it a little bit like so. Just give it a little bit of depth. You do the same thing for this side. You put this. Make sure you create an outline like black so you see what you're doing. Now you place it like so. Remember, this is just to give it a level of depth. Okay, this mockup, I'm going to remove this extrude and adjust the I'm going to adjust the level of the perspective, because I can see the original one doesn't have much of a bend. So I think like this is okay. So now we can add the extrude. I'll take this option here, put a black outline, and we'll just draw in a little bit, just for a little bit of depth, like so. Just draw in a little bit too, like this. Okay, now the next thing to do, while on our extrude tool, just right click and go to break extrude group apart. We'll do the same thing for this side, break extrude group apart. After doing that, we'll just highlight everything, press Ctrl U several times, so we'll group everything. Now all we have to do is just click on these outer edges and change them to black. Click on this outer edge, change to black. Click on the outer edges like so. Just click on all the outer edges, change them to black. Do the same for all these sides. You can see the edges everywhere. Change those edges to black, like so. Do the same thing for this side, black. Remove all outlines. So you do the same thing for this side too, like so. You can also do this for any logo, any text you want to do. But this video is slow because this is a tutorial, so you learn it very well. Now you do the same thing for this side too. Just make sure you remove all the 3D edges. You just make them black. After doing that, you highlight everything and right click on no color to remove all outlines. So after doing that, the next thing, you just highlight the logo, group it, highlight the mockup, group it, then you go to the logo, then you go to your shadow. So now we'll apply shadow to this. So my Corel Draw is slow. I don't know what's the problem. So you just put your shadow like this. So right here you use normal. So on these options here, you can just play around with these options here, so until it suits what you're looking for. So you do it like so. Do the same thing for this side. This Corel Draw 23 doesn't look too stable. Don't know what seems to be the issue with it. Okay, so reduce this side and increase this side to the end. Now the next thing to do, while we have this, we can highlight everything and ungroup everything again, and we'll just go to this part we can now go to bitmaps, convert to bitmap. So asking me that to remove all the shadow. Okay, so there's an alternative to this. The shadow is already out, so you can duplicate this. You duplicate this like this and convert it to a bitmap. You remove all the brightness from it, like so. You go to effects, you go to blur, you go to Gaussian blur. Make sure you put some Gaussian blur on it, like this. Now you make sure this other logo will be on top, so you bring this one below, like this. Now if you bring this one below, it gives it some kind of depth. You can still increase this to have more depth. So you can do the same thing for this mockup side too. Ctrl B, you take the brightness down. Oh sorry, you convert it to a bitmap. You remove all the brightness and you go to blur and add some Gaussian blur to it. You reduce the size of this one, and now make sure this one is on top, like this. Now next thing to do, since we already have that one up, so we can actually convert this top one to a bitmap. Convert this top one to a bitmap. We can apply the 3D effect of the emboss effect on it. As you can see, if we apply the emboss effect, it does give us a little give you some it does adjust this place to give you a better feel. So you do that on this area also. Bitmaps, convert to a bitmap, and effect, go to 3D effect and go to emboss. So to make it more realistic like this one, all you have to do, you just group everything here. Once you group everything here, you can apply some transparency to this side to make it look darker, like this. As you can see, so guys, this is our mockup done on Corel Draw. If you have any questions, please comment below. Make sure to like this video and subscribe, and support this channel. This is a Corel Draw channel. We try so many things that are done on Photoshop and Corel Draw. If you have anyone too, you can also comment below, and we can treat so many of those things. So guys, see you in the next video.